Hi, this is Brian Amos with Omni Assessments, and today we're at Frankfort Station. We're going to provide short video segments summarizing the 11 major categories that we cover for our physical due diligence. This is supplemental to the written report, which provides the detailed cost breakdown for each category. Hope you enjoy. So we're up here on the roof now, and the roof is a TPO on the flat areas and a 30-year laminated shingle on the sloped areas, on the pitched roofs. So if you take a closer look at the TPO, it's overall in good condition, and I want to point out some details. So at the T-joints, they did use factory approved materials for this T-joint cover, where the sheets of TPO come together. So that's good, I like to see that. But then we also had some field cut TPO pieces where they came back and did some repairs. So we definitely see that after this roof was installed, some additional repairs have been made. So you want to make sure that there's no active leaks. And they didn't report any from the management company, but this should be covered under warranty. Typically a TPO roof would have a 20-year warranty, and that could be either a standard warranty or a no dollar limit, NDL warranty, where all these minor repairs would be covered. So let's take a closer look now at the 30-year laminated shingle. Again, this is a 2020 property, so just installed last year. The shingles are in good shape. So these are vents for your laundry. And then you have your pipe jacks, and you want to make sure that you have a good seal, and all these look good, and the nails are caulked. Also, the PVC pipe has been painted. This will last a little bit longer because you don't want the PVC to be exposed to UV, the sunlight, and that can tend to break down over time. And then here on top, you have a ridge vent that provides ventilation for the attic. So that's what I also like to see. And then here, right on the other side, you have a low profile vent that provides your bathroom vent or a kitchen vent. So the pitched roofs with 30-year laminated shingles are in good condition and would last several more years. Now I want to point out a couple items we found on the TPO roof. So there's two sections on the roof that look like this. This is from the elevator. So the elevator shaft on one side of the building and then another one on the other. And the only thing I just wish they have done, this is a TPO that goes over an edge, and they have a double layer here. So this is going to last several more years, but ideally, I wish they would have flashed this with metal, because I want to show you on the parapet walls along the perimeter, that's exactly what they did. So this is in good shape. So I'm looking to make sure that they've properly overlapped the metal, and then that all the seams are caulked like you see here. So the parapet walls are in great shape. Now just one more thing on the TPO. So one more thing on the roof. There's three sections like this that have windows in the wall, and this is the only one that the window is actually showing. It's cut out, and I do recommend that you repair here because water's actually getting in behind the TPO here and down the wall. Now this part looks to be sealed, except there's a cut down along the bottom, and there's two other places where this happens, and so I do recommend that this is solid. And then the last one has it where it's cut out, but yet it's been repaired with TPO and it's a solid sheet, which is preferred. So one last thing on the roof is that they did a good job of elevating the condenser lines off of the surface of the roof and using these wood blocks. However, I do recommend that you wrap the wood blocks just on the bottoms with TPO material. So that allows them to move over time as these tend to shift and not cause any damage to the TPO surface itself. So now for foundation. So we did a survey around all the buildings looking for any signs of foundation movement. and overall the foundation is in great condition. A few hairline cracks, which is very typical for new construction as temperature changes a little bit over time. A few spots need to be caulked, but that is not really an indication of foundation problems. One thing I do want to point out that I like is that around the base of the foundation, where they come in contact with concrete or a concrete slab, they use an NP2 caulk. And so this is a very strong elastic caulk that's used in commercial applications. And so this shows that they went a little bit extra effort on the foundation, and it's in great shape. So now for plumbing, all the lines were scoped, and as you would expect, they're all PVC. So this is an example of one of the cleanouts we use to camera the lines. And we're by unit 2120, and several feet down this line, there's a separation. So it looks like at the joint where the PVC pipes connect, that the glue failed, and so it's just shifted down. But the camera couldn't get much farther past that because of the shift. So that's an area that needs repair and is probably covered under warranty with your plumbing company since the property is so new. So otherwise, the property is in great shape. So now for domestic hot water. The property has individual hot water heaters located in the laundry areas in each unit. So the water heaters themselves are lock and bar, and some of the larger units are 50-gallon. And you see they have a TMP line that runs to the exterior of the building, just like you would expect. And you can't see it here, but there's a drain pan and a drain line, just like you would expect for a new construction. So right now, there's no repairs needed for the water heaters. So now for HVAC, or heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. As you would expect for a newer property, they have individual air conditioning units or split systems, which means they have condensers on the outside and an air handler unit in each unit. So we did a survey of all the condensers, and they're all 2020, and they're in good shape. This section on the west side of the property, they all have wrapped insulation, and this is a higher quality insulation for your copper lines, and so this will last a good long time. But on this east section, they used a standard foam insulation. So that's what you see here, and so it's just going to get a little more brittle over time, so it's something to be aware of. Also, I want to point out that they used vibration pads for the condenser mounts, and so this will keep the vibration to a minimum, and it'll help extend the life of the TPO. So now for electrical. Power is provided by underground lines to transformers. There's a couple of them around the perimeter of the building, and then from the transformers to meter banks around the outside of the buildings. So as you'd expect, individually metered, and you also have cutoffs for each unit, and this is a main breaker cutoff for this building. So electrical is in good shape. Now we'll check out a panel in the unit. So now we're in the unit, and the panels are located in the bedrooms behind the bedroom door. And the panel brand is Eaton, and that's a good brand to have. And all the breakers are in great shape, and you see they already have breaker lock-offs for the water heater and air conditioning. So now let's check out the GFCIs in the kitchen. So now for the GFCIs, you have GFCI protected receptacles by the range and also on the sink side here in the kitchen. But you also have GFCI protected in the island. This plug here, you see there's one on both sides, and so that's the latest code. So there's no electrical repairs needed at this time. So now for exterior lighting. Unit entrances and around the patios and the breezeways all have the LED can light like you see here. And so these are in great shape, no repairs needed there. And for area lighting, if you go look up all the way up to the 3rd floor, that light fixture is a high output LED light fixture that's already recommended. And so for exterior lighting, we already have LED lights, which are efficient, so no changes are needed there. So now for exterior repairs. So we walked around all the buildings looking for any signs of damage that might require exterior repair. If you notice up on the balconies, we have fiber cement siding or hardy siding, and that's in great shape. And the stucco on the trim is good. And then you also have stucco around the windows themselves. And then we check out the stonework to make sure there's no breaks or cracks in the stone. And particularly around the windows, we look for that the sills are good and the lintels are still in good shape. And as you would expect for a newer property, this is all in good condition. But we're particularly looking for what kind of materials they're using. And so I want to point out a nice detail on this balcony flashing. You see the J channel on either side. So that means the drip is going to fall on the outside of that flashing and come down if any water comes off of that flashing. So that's just a nice detail to show they will win a little bit extra on their exterior materials. So overall, there's no exterior repairs and the outside of the buildings are in great shape. So for the parking lot, the parking surface is all concrete and in good condition. They even sealed the expansion joints. Well, one thing I would point out is some of the parking stalls are starting to fade just a little bit, but the striping for the fire lane, as you can see, is in great shape. So maybe in a year or so, redo the striping on the parking stalls. So now for termites. Did a survey around all the buildings looking for any signs of active termites. And as you would expect for new construction, we didn't find any active termite tubes. In the process of the construction, the soil is often disturbed so much that the new termite tubes can't come into play until a few more years. But we did find some conducive conditions for termite activity. So this is the flower bed, and it goes above the foundation, and so right up to the stone. So this is something where you could conceal a termite tube. And then the meter banks are mounted on stucco backer boards, and at the bottom that could have some moisture there, and that's also a conducive condition for termite activity. But otherwise, no treatment is needed at this time. So now for interior repairs. We're in the model unit, but this is pretty much what we found throughout all the complex. So you have quartz countertops and dark cabinets and a nice backsplash that highlight your stainless steel appliances that match. So you have your stainless steel range and dishwasher as well. And so this island is typical in most units. And you notice the lighting fixtures are an upgraded fixture as well. For the flooring, you have vinyl plank flooring throughout the kitchen and the living area, and also in the hallways. If you come this way, you notice there's vinyl plank that goes throughout both bedrooms as well. Now in the bathroom, the countertops match the kitchen. You have undermount sinks, new faucets, and framed mirror and updated lighting for this new apartment. The toilet is a low flow toilet that's a 1.28 gallon, and so it's already good for water conservation. And you have a tile surround and a garden style tub that look to be in great shape. So overall, the units are in really good condition. No repairs are going to be needed, and so interior repairs are in great shape. So that concludes our video segments summarizing the major categories we covered today for physical due diligence. If you need additional information, please reach out to me at brianamos@theomnigroup.com.